Hey, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, your host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, many of you may know me as the Queens, New York native, who's also a New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you are now rocking with me by listening, streaming, tuning in, and watching the 394th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, live and direct from StreamYard alongside with StreamYard and the comfort of my room and the comedy space of YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and grab that subscribe button from me on the YouTube channel page so you can be notified on new video podcast, video live stream recordings. Leave a like and a comment along with the topics and stuff. And yeah, I know y'all are trying to prepare for the Memorial Day weekend. I got y'all with some fun stuff to do. Normally I don't do this on a Friday, but because the New York because of the Dodgers and the New York Mets game is on Apple TV Plus, I'm not able to watch it. So I'm going to actually, I'll watch it tomorrow on Fox anyway. So I figured I'd record today so I can remind y'all about an event that's going down tomorrow and alongside with some other activities and stuff. So I got y'all. And of course, I want to start off with a little mental health check-in, all right? I mean, this is mental awareness month, but first and foremost, I want to talk about. Hang on, sorry about that. First of all, I want to talk about the meaning. God damn, hold on, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'll look into it anyway. I want to talk about the meaning behind mental health, and I figured it might be important to actually discuss this. So yeah, yeah, a little mental health check-in. I'm gonna get into it right here, right now. I hope y'all are having a good week. Hope y'all are preparing for your Memorial Day weekend plans. And if you have any Memorial Day weekend plans and stuff, and if you plan on going on a road trip or going out of town or whatever, it's best that you leave as early as possible because the highways and other streets are going to be very hectic with traffic. So, in order for you to beat the traffic, you have to leave as early as possible. All right. So, just wanted to say that. All right. As a reminder. All right. So, let's get into mental health check in. Mm-hmm. Now, what is the meaning behind mental health, you ask? I will gladly break that down for you. All right. All right. So, what is mental health, you ask? Mental health and mental health is basically about our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act as we cope with life, including society, of course. Yeah, that's understandable. And It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood and aging. And let's get into some mental disorders. Let's get into some mental disorders, shall we? Um, and this is according to the folks from medlineplus.gov. All right. So, the hell's going on here? Yeah. So, mental disorders are serious conditions that can affect your thinking, mood, and behavior. They may be occasional or long lasting. They can affect your ability to relate to others and function each day. Mental disorders are common. Many Americans will be diagnosed with one at some time in their life, but there are treatments. People with mental disorders can get better, and many of them recover completely. Why is mental health important, you ask? Mental health is important because of many reasons. It can help you to cope with the stresses of life, be physically healthy, have good relationships, make meaningful contributions to your community, work productively, and realize your full potential. Your mental health is also important because it can affect your physical health. For example, mental disorders can raise your risk for physical health problems such as stroke, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. What can affect my mental health, you ask? There are many different factors that can affect your mental health, including biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry, life experiences such as trauma or abuse, family history or mental health problems, your lifestyle, such as your diet, physical activity, and substance use. You can also affect your mental health by taking steps to improve it, such as doing meditation, using relaxation techniques, and practicing gratitude. Can my mental health change over time? Over time, your mental health can change. For example, you may be dealing with a difficult situation, such as trying to manage a chronic illness, taking care of an ill relative, or facing money problems. The situation may wear you out and overwhelm your ability to cope with it. This can worsen your mental health. On the other hand, getting therapy may improve your mental health. What are the signs that I might have a mental health problem? When it comes to your emotions, it can be hard to know what is normal and what is not. There are warning signs that you may have a mental health problem, including a change in your eating or sleeping habits, withdrawing from the people and activities you enjoy, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling feeling helpless or hopeless, smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual, feeling unusually confused, forgetful, angry, upset, worried, or scared, having severe mood swings that cause problems in your relationships, having thoughts and memories that you can't get out of your head, hearing voices or believing things that are not true, thinking of harming yourself or others, not being able to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or getting to work or school. What should I do if I have a mental health problem? If you think you have a mental health problem, get help. talk therapy, and or medicines can treat mental disorders. If you don't know where to start, contact your primary care provider. So mental health includes keeping your emotional health, mind body connection, how your emotions affect your health. So there's a couple things actually. So let me see. Um there's a couple of things actually. Um let me see. Yeah, so there's mental health screening, there's mental health, what's normal, what's not, research, how to improve mental health. Um, that's and mental health and heart health. Keeping your temper in check can be challenging. Use simple anger management tips, from taking a time out to using I statements to stay in control. My mental health, do I need help? Yes, you do. Um, yeah. So, all right, all right. So another one that I want to talk about too, and there's a couple of things that needs to be discussed, and this is from the National Council website. So, and of course, obviously, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, an annual observance founded by Mental Health America in highlight the importance of mental well-being, educate the public, reduce stigma, and promote support for those affected by mental health conditions. Each year, individuals and organizations come together to raise awareness and advocate for better mental health care and resources. So why do we support Mental Health Awareness Month, you ask? Mental health awareness plays a crucial role in reducing stigma, encouraging early intervention, and fostering empathy and understanding. By normalizing conversations around mental health, it nurtures a more compassionate society where individuals feel empowered to seek help, leading to improved mental well being. Key objectives of Mental Health Awareness Month includes educating the public about mental health conditions and their impact, reducing stigma by encouraging open conversations and fostering acceptance, highlighting the importance of early intervention and access to treatment, sharing available mental health resources, including support groups and crisis services, building solidarity and reducing isolation for those facing mental health challenges, advocating for improved mental health policies, increased funding, and better access to care, promoting mental well-being and self-care practices for overall health. What are some key facts about mental health? Despite progress in mental health initiatives, more than 30 million people in the US still lack access to comprehensive, high quality care. These these statistics highlight the ongoing need for Mental Health Awareness Month and the importance of bringing attention to this disparity. 1 in 5 US adults experience mental illness each year. 1 in 20 US adults experience serious mental illness each year. 1 in 6 US youth have a mental health condition, but only half receive treatment. 50% of all lifetime mental illness begins by age 14 and 75% by age 24. In 2023, 20% of all high school students seriously considered suicide. How can I support mental health awareness? First off, Take action. Take action. This mental health awareness month by focusing on what you can control. Your well, excuse me. Your own well-being. Take action this mental health awareness month by focusing on what you can control. Your own well-being. We've put together a free self-care checklist with simple, practical ways to support your mental health. And you can also download it on your free time on your phones. You can do it on your tablets, your phones, you just name it. All right. Um, so there you go. Looking for looking for more ways to make an impact. You don't have to work in behavioral healthcare to help yourself and others thrive. Here are three things you can do this month to move mental health forward. Stay informed with our free webinars. We host expert led sessions each month on mental health topics and trends. Of course, bookmark our event page and check back regularly for upcoming events. Get trained in mental health first aid. You can be the difference through MHFA, a course that teaches how to identify, understand, and respond to signs of mental illnesses and substance use challenges. Already trained, learn how to become a MHFA instructor. Raise your voice. Help us advocate to expand access to mental health and substance use care and bring attention to the importance of mental well being. How can I help protect access to care, you ask? Mental Health Awareness Month comes at a really important moment this year. Right now, the House Energy and Commerce Committee in charge of Medicaid is getting ready to draft legislation that is expected to include major budget cuts, which is very unfortunate. That means cuts to Medicaid, which is the biggest founder of mental health and substance use treatment in the U.S. On top of that, Congress is starting its yearly budget process, which decides funding for programs like certified community behavioral health clinics, expansion grants, mental health awareness training grants, and more. Want to get involved? Check out these resources to make your voice heard. Of course, you can sign up for our advocacy alerts to stay informed of opportunities. Send a letter to your representatives and senators. Make a phone call to lawmakers' offices. Share your story about access to care through Medicaid. Read our fact sheet on proposed Medicaid changes. Learn more about Medicaid specific to your state. Explore our resource hub for public polling and topic specific Medicaid points. You can download our advocacy handbook for tools and tips. Visit the CCBHC Success Center to access resources. Learn more about the CCBHC model and its impact. How can I raise awareness in my community? You can make an impact this Mental Health Awareness Month by spreading the word. Share these messages on social media to help promote mental well being. And it goes like this: May is hashtag Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's break the stigma and start open conversations about mental health. Hashtag end the stigma. Hashtag mental health matters. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Mental health is just as important as physical health. This month, let's educate, advocate, and support each other. Hashtag mental health awareness. Hashtag you are not alone. And And I'm not referencing the Michael Jackson song either. I'm just joking, man. I'm joking, folks. It's okay to not be okay. May is a reminder to check in on your mental health and ask for help if you need it. Let's lift each other up. Hashtag mental health matters. Hashtag you matter. This hashtag mental health awareness month, let's raise awareness, reduce stigma, and ensure everyone has the resources they need to thrive. It starts with us. Hashtag break the stigma. Hashtag mental health. Together, let's advocate for better resources, policies, and support for everyone. It's time to take action for a healthier future. Hashtag mental health awareness. Hashtag advocate for change. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I may post that. I may post that. you know. Um, how can I stay informed of mental health news? By staying informed, getting involved, and spreading awareness year round, you can make a difference in your own mental health and the lives of others. Here are a few ways to do that. Take advantage of our newsletter resources and learning opportunities. You can sign up for our newsletters to stay updated on the latest news and trends. Join our advocacy alerts to take action when it matters most. Explore our National Council blog for best practices and inspiring stories. Raise awareness of the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline in your community and beyond. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Explore these mental health first aid resources available to you. Want to get trained in mental health first aid? Find a course near you. Already a first aider? Learn how you can become an instructor. Um, bookmark our help. Excuse me. Bookmark our mental health first aid blog for well-being insights. Follow mental health first aid on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. And you can check out the website www.thenationalcouncil.org/mental health awareness month. All right. So there you go, right there, folks, man. There you go. And that was your mental health check-in segment. Next, we got some transit stuff that we got to cover. And this is the New York Mass Transit Files. All right. Let's get into it right here. Right now. Transit is very important to our community. So here you go. New York Mass Transit Files. Let's go. Okay. Let's get into it right here. Let's get into it right here. Give me 1 second. Um, Okay. Let me make sure I got my topics ready. Okay, let's talk about the cops riding subways. Let's talk about the cops riding the subways, shall we? Um, let's see. Hang on one second. Yes. All right. So, um, according to the folks from AMNY, and this took place back on January 27th. And Monday night marked the first full-fledged overnight surge of NYPD cops into the New York City subway, with at least two officers riding every train late at night and early in the morning. The initiative began rolling out last week after Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams fast-tracked the public safety push, which saw hundreds more officers added to the subways in a partial operation. And this took place on January 27th. AM New York Metro Road, along with NYPD Chief of Transit of Joseph Gulata and his cops in Brooklyn and Manhattan as they patrolled for the first time in full force. According to Gulata, the surge consists of 300 extra cops stationed on every overnight train, resulting in two officers per train. The officers, many of whom are working overtime, with the state picking up the extra costs, are brought in from other precincts to make up the numbers with the ultimate goal of making riders feel safe as they commute during the late and early hours. Um, let's see. The idea is that every stop officers are going to get off, they are going to switch cars. There will be an announcement on the train from the MTA that there's a police officer on the train. So we think combined with them going down and walking and switching cars and the announcement, it's gonna make a big difference in how people feel, Gulata said. According to NYPD statistics, transit crime has been down for months, but Gulata hopes the wave of additional officers will finally dispel the stubborn public perception that the subways are not safe. The idea is to make people feel safer on the train, and that's really the goal for this at the end of the day, is that people feel safe, he added. On Monday night, officers stood at attention at the Metropolitan Avenue Lorimer Street station in Williamsburg, Brooklyn for roll call as Gulata laid out the agenda, telling the cops to be on the next lookout for suspicious activity and to greet riders with any concerns they have. Following the roll call, AM New York Metro shadowed Gulata and the transit team as they rolled the L train into Manhattan, checking the train cars. While Gulata stated that the patrols are not about scouring the subways in search of suspects to cuff and instead are about being on hand when they are needed. Gulata reported that they have effected some arrests. Um, um, let me see. It's more about presence, but when it comes to arrest, we do this all the time, Gulata said. It's about making sure what's going on, there's no lawlessness on the train, that there's law and order on the train, which is the key for us. During the ride, the cops were greeted by a mixture of contrasting reactions. While some jeered at the officers as they boarded, others thanked them, stating that they made them feel safer. There were no criminal incidents observed during AM New York Metro's ride along on Monday into Tuesday. Nevertheless, Captain Boulevard Pareno said having extra cops available in the wee hours of the morning is important to him. To me, it's very important on a personal level. My parents take the subway. Both are seniors. My mom and dad. It's personal to me. Boulevard say. Boulevard said. Okay, next we have another transit news that we gotta talk about here. Um and All right, so there is a group of people called the SOS Staten Island team. So, a new state program on Staten Island aims to get homeless people off the local train and ferry and back into stable housing, Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Tuesday. New York's Safe Options Support, which has been active throughout the rest of the city since 2023, connects homeless individuals suffering from mental illness and substance abuse with important services and stable housing. SOS works by identifying homeless individuals on the Staten Island Railway, Staten Island Ferry, and other major hubs in the borough to connect them with the services they need. The expansion of the program into Staten Island first reported on SILive.com now marks its presence in all 5 boroughs, helping individuals secure permanent housing. The Safe Options Support Program has been a resounding success since its launch 2 years ago, providing services to individuals experiencing homelessness, including many who live with mental illness, and helping them to secure permanent housing, Hochul said. By expanding this effort to Staten Island, we can help more New Yorkers connect with the support they need, that they can rely on to bring lasting stability in their lives. Outreach teams will go into the hubs to work with homeless individuals to determine what kinds of services could best help them. Teams work with individuals to strengthen their skills and support network so that they can be successfully housed and their care can be transferred to community-based providers, state officials said. The program uses a method called critical time intervention that starts off with outreach teams establishing communication with the potential client and then working with them through various settings such as inpatient hospitals, in the community, and housing, according to the state's Office of Mental Health. Breaking Ground is a NYC nonprofit that helps homeless individuals receive services such as primary medical and mental health care and housing. Will oversee the outreach effort on Staten Island. The teams canvassing the borough have a multidisciplinary background, according to a spokesperson for Breaking Ground. Members will include trained outreach workers, social work supervisors with mental health credentials, peer specialists, and medical professionals with mental health credentials. The Staten Island team launched this month with outreach and social workers, and we expect to add peer specialists and medical professional members of the team within the next 2 months, the spokesperson said. SOS teams do not have police escorts, but are trained to recognize an emergency situation and call 911 when needed, the spokesperson added. Amy Pospisil, Breaking Ground's chief operating officer, included a statement in the governor's announcement today. End quote. We are dedicated to helping people get off the streets, restore their dignity, and find stability in housing, she said. The launch of Safe Options support teams for Staten Island will ensure that more unsheltered New Yorkers get connected to the services and housing they need to transform their lives. There are now 16 SOS teams operating in NYC. In total, they have helped 682 individuals find permanent homes, including 134 who are living in OMH licensed housing, according to the governor's office. Other initiatives in NYC subways. SOS's expansion comes on the heels of several recent government initiatives to battle homelessness and crime in the city's public transportation systems. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch announced at the State of the NYPD address on January 30th that officers would be directed to address quality of life issues in the city's subway system. Of course, in addition, it has been nearly a month since Hochul's plan to put uniformed officers on overnight trains, as well as other safety measures underground went into effect. Sorry about that. I had to drink some tea. Meanwhile, according to the latest NYPD data, NYC subway crime has dropped significantly since the start of the year. In the first month of 2025, there were 147 reported crimes on the subway, down from 231 last year, resulting in 36 fewer crimes committed on the rails this year, this data shows. All right. And of course, one more transit news to talk about. Manners are not always commonplace on NYC subways. Excuse me. A new art exhibit in downtown Brooklyn shows that etiquette was often hard to come by on trains even in the 1930s, shining a light on the subway sun. The art of Fred, excuse me, the art of Fred G. Cooper and Amelia Opdyke Jones opened on February 5th at the New York Transit Museum. Through a series of vintage posters, it shows how strap hangers were just as likely to put their feet on seats and delay trains by holding doors open while well before World War II as they are today. The exhibit features an array of ads that were part of the Subway Sun campaign to remind commuters to mind their manners on the trains throughout the 1930s and 40s. The gallery brings the Subway Sun campaign story to life. It features selections from the museum's extensive collection of original artwork and vintage posters as it delves into the evolution of the timeless campaign that likely resonates with many of today's commuters. This exhibit is a fantastic blend of iconic images and advertisements that perfectly encapsulate a mid 20th century aesthetic and that are remarkably just as relevant today as when they first appeared. New York Transit Museum director Concetta Bensivenga said. According to the Transit Museum, the subway sun was designed to look like a newspaper and was part of daily commuting for millions of riders. Initially, the posters were text based and emphasized the benefits and conveniences of the train system, as they also announced schedule, fare, and safety information. Illustrator Fred G. Cooper brought a fun cartoon style to the campaign by the mid 1930s. Amelia Apdyke Jones succeeded Cooper in 1946 and began adding messages of etiquette that encouraged riders to behave and be mindful of their fellow passengers. Visitors to the exhibit will note Cooper's whimsical bird symbol and cartoons as they discover what it takes to craft a compelling and quirky ad campaign. They will also see vintage posters promoting iconic NYC neighborhoods, including Coney Island and Orchard Beach. However, the most gripping parts of the exhibit are the ads that tackle the challenges of riders who lack manners by littering, holding doors, and doing other uncouth things. Few ad campaigns had the impact that the Subway Sun had, which is a testament to the art that Cooper and Jones created. It's a pleasure to be able to show people some of the creative process behind the posters. New York Transit Museum curator Jody Shapiro said, what you need to know about visiting the New York Transit Museum. Where is the museum located? The museum is located in a decommissioned subway station at 99 Schermerhorn Street in Brooklyn. When is the museum open? The New York Transit Museum is open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, major holidays, and for special events. How much are the tickets, you ask? Admissions $10 for adults, $5 ages 2 through 17, and senior citizens ages 62 and older. For more information on hours, admission, and directions, you can visit the New York. You can visit at www.transitmuseum.org/visit. That's www.nytransitmuseum.org/visits. So there you go. There you go. All right. So, all right, we got to get to this is crazy. This is one of the craziest shitty stories that I just heard that I just heard. Um this is crazy, man. Um this is the craziest thing that I ever heard, man. Um all right. We got to talk about um a murderer who walked free out of prison. Um You're wondering why did this person get released after killing young Dolph? Well, I'm going to break that down in a segment that I like to call chatting on the chatting all the jazz. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's break this down of what's happening. Um, Hold on. Okay, according to Hip Hop DX, Young Dolph's murder case briefly had another suspect drawn in, charged with accessory after the fact and attempted first degree murder, but that has now been corrected. This took place on Monday, January 27th. Shondell Barnett was arrested and charged with those two crimes, as well as theft of property in connection with Dolph's November 2021 killing. Barnett is the cousin of Justin Johnson, who was found guilty of the killing last year and subsequently sentenced to life in prison. The case against Barnett was dropped on Tuesday. The Shelby County Att- District Attorney's Office issued a statement breaking down what happened. And quote, during the investigation of Justin Johnson, Shondell Barnett was found with Justin Johnson at the time of his arrest in Indiana. The statement explained. Based on this and other facts, a task force officer with the U.S. Marshals determined there was probable cause to charge Barnett with accessory after the fact and an arrest warrant. An arrest warrant was issued as part of standard procedure. Um, As the investigation progressed, the DA's office determined that Barnett was not involved in the case and chose not to pursue charges, and indicating the charge would be withdrawn. However, a delay in recalling the warrant left it active in the system. This clerical issue has now been resolved, and the charges against Barnett has been officially dismissed. One more suspect in the case, alleged mastermind Hernandez Govan, is set to go on trial this summer. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, man. You have got to be fucking kidding me. I know everybody's heated about this shit, though, man. Everybody's heated about this shit. All right. There's more. There's more. Um, Let me see. Where was okay, so last fall, Justin Johnson sought a new trial, a move that got an emotional reaction from Dolph's, Dolph's fiance. On Halloween, Mia J took to Instagram through her Black Men Deserve to Grow Old sweater brand to react to Johnson's motion. Alongside a screenshot of a news headline, Jay wrote in quote, "It's infuriating to see the person who took our loved one's life now seeking a new trial over insufficient evidence. Their arrogance feels like a cruel joke to me and my loved ones." She added, "We won't let this deter us. We will keep fighting for justice and honor the memory of Adolf." Heart emoji. It was reported that Johnson was seeking a new trial because of a dispute over evidence that was used to convict him. The motion was denied earlier this month. Okay, next we have. Okay, next we have. Okay, let's talk Wendy Williams. I've been hearing about this story, and I gotta say, man, this is kind of crazy what she's going through. But um, of course, according to the folks from People, of course, in an exclusive conversation with People, Wendy Williams reveals what she hopes to accomplish if her guardianship comes to an end. The former talk show host says she can't wait to fall in love and have the freedom to travel. Williams also says that she believes that the termination of her guardianship is long overdue. Wendy Williams won't be wasting any time if her guardianship comes to an end. In an exclusive conversation with People amid the hashtag Free Wendy rally in New York City on April 1st, the former talk show host, age 60, revealed her plans if she wins her ongoing battle to terminate her guardianship 2 years after she was diagnosed with primary aggressive aphasia and front frontal temporal dementia. The television personality tells People that she can't wait to fall in love, adding, "I will not lie about that." Williams' intentions to find love may come as a surprise to fans who are fully aware of her turbulent split from ex husband and longtime manager Kevin Hunter amid his cheating scandal. Last year, Williams didn't mince words about her divorce in the shocking Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams? After it was revealed he had a baby with another woman. The former talk show host said of their split in 2019, in quote, "I don't care about him or that baby." Though Williams put on a cold front while speaking to Hunter, age 52, in the documentary, which Lifetime will actually Lifetime aired on February 24th, 2024. Despite an ongoing lawsuit from Williams' guardian against the network's parent company A&E, her family says they saw the loss of a 21-year marriage took a huge toll on her. Williams' niece Alex Finney, age 34, told People in Williams' 2024 cover story that Williams would have traded everything that she has to be able to have a strong, loving household and a loving husband. The fact that ended so tragically and so publicly, I'm sure it must have felt embarrassing for her. Not that she'll ever admit that. Her heart was breaking at a time when she had to go out and still make people smile. Um, would I say that the divorce played a role in what we are seeing now? I think absolutely. Absolutely. She added of Williams and Hunter's divorce in 2019. Hunter has previously admitted to his wrongdoings, telling People magazine in April 2019, and quote, "I'm not proud of my recent actions and take full accountability and apologize to my wife, my family, and her amazing fans. I am going through a time of self reflection, and I'm trying to right some wrongs." Besides love, Williams is hopeful for other endeavors in her future. "When I get out of this situation, I'm staying in New York where I'm comfortable," Williams says, noting that she also plans to travel. "I'll be in New York and I'll be flying, and I would love to go back to Paris. The food is good. I am gorgeous. I am successful at what I've done," she continues. "I'm successful so far. What's going on in my life, despite what you might think? I mean, everything isn't peaches and cream, but there's some roses over here, darling." Williams said that ending the guardianship is long overdue, and she's optimistic that the battle will conclude in her favor as fans gathered outside the assisted living facility to rally for her freedom. It will absolutely um, it will absolutely 1000% happen, she says of her guardianship being terminated. Amid the ongoing legal battle, Williams guardian Sabrina Marissi claimed that additional medical testing for the host has been scheduled, but Williams declined to participate. Medical testing, including an MRI brain scan and neuro uh, neuropsychological assessment, had been scheduled for Miss Williams, Marissi told People, amid reports that Williams is waiting for her to schedule a new medical evaluation. The court directed that the testing be completed in March. Miss Williams has declined to participate in the testing to date, and therefore the testing was not completed. A source previously confirmed to People that Sabrina is ready to reschedule the scans and appointments as soon as Wendy is ready to participate. Williams now tells People that she is not aware of the Guardian's claim that she had opted out of recent testing. "I don't know anything about that," she says with a laugh, adding, "Bullshit. I am open to what I am open to, and I can't talk about it right now." Last month, Williams healthcare advocate Gina Lisa Monterosso told People that the host is excited for a jury to decide if her guardianship should end following additional mental competency testing. End quote. "This is something that she's been wanting to say, and she can't wait to get her story out," Monterosso said of Williams, wanting to clear the air about being mentally incapacitated. "And at the end of the day, she's going to have a trial by jury, and it will be the jury will make who will be making who will be making the decision." Monterosso shared that the trial, which has not been scheduled, will follow additional testing from an independent neurologist. Um, the healthcare advocate claimed that Williams passed the mental capacity exams at a hospital following a welfare check at her assisting living facility on March 11th. Williams also addressed the testing on Good Day New York with Rosanna Scotto and announced that she passed the exams at the hospital with flying colors. During the interview, she also noted the most important thing to her was getting out of the guardianship. Now, there is um actually there's um two separate documentaries about Wendy Williams. Um, let me look this up real quick. Let me look this up though. So TMZ has a documentary on Tubi, which is which is TMZ presents Saving Wendy. Y'all could check that out on Tubi right now. Yeah, y'all could check it out on Tubi right now. Actually, TMZ presents Saving Wendy. All right, and the extra the people from Extra made a documentary called Trapped. What is happening to Wendy Williams? So, Trapped. What is happening to Wendy Williams premieres on May 19th, or it's out right now actually, and it's out right now um, on Investigation Discovery, and you can stream the doc with a Philo Direct TV stream, Hulu Plus, Live TV, and or HBO Max subscription. Bundle HBO Max and Hulu with Disney Plus to save on streaming and access ID shows. About the documentary, the new ID release Trapped. What is happening to Wendy Williams? Explores the former talk show host's impact on pop culture. Damn it. On pop culture, as well as her experiences over the last few years, looking at her recent dementia diagnosis, rumors of alcoholism, and whether her declining health warrants a legal conservatorship. The documentary will delve into the hashtag Free Wendy movement and the current push by Williams fans and loved ones to have her released from the guardianship she has been under since 2022. USA Today quotes a statement from the network. Yeah. So check out Trapped. What is happening to Wendy Williams on HBO Max right now? Let me let me get let me give out some key notes here, some key facts here. So so the fact that she's in this facility, and Linnell and along with the fans is actually out here um trying to actually give some attention to Wendy's freedom. First and foremost, when Wendy Williams had her talk show, she talked about how she had thyroid disease. There's nothing fake about having thyroid disease, okay? There's nothing fake about that. And also, by the way, she tried to reach out to a recent lawyer who helped out ASAP Rocky get the so-called charges dropped. I forget his name actually, but he was on TMZ Live recently. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce his name, so there you have it right there. Um, you know, when it comes to certain stories, I do not want to believe the idea of a person like that faking their faking their health to to actually be in an industry, whatever it is, whatsoever. So I really hope that Wendy Williams gets out of that facility because this is disturbing. And I remember she did an interview with Harvey Levin weeks ago. Yeah, I can check that out as well. She was on TMZ Live. She was on Good Day New York with Rosanna Scotto, like I said, and all that good stuff right there. So there. So there's nothing fake about faking an illness. There's nothing fake about faking an illness. Now, the thyroid disease, that's actually true. Okay? That's true. So there you go, right there. All right. Let's go on to another mess. Let's go on to another mess, man. This Shannon Sharp thing is a fucking mess. He's a hot mess, man. He's a fucking hot mess, man. And according to the folks from NBC Sports, this week ESPN's Around the Horn goes dark after more than 22 years. The move has been coming for months, and ESPN will be filling the time slot with, well, something. Andrew Marchand of the athletic.com reports that excuse me, before Shannon Sharp took a hiatus after being sued for sexual assault and other claims. Sharp was considered for a potential Stephen A. Smith project in the 5 p.m. Eastern window. There are no further details regarding what Sharp's role would have been or whether others, including Smith, would have been part of the on air cast. Sharp, despite exiting ESPN's First Take and planning to devote this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me, has continued to produce podcasts on a regular basis. And for those of you who may not know, he has his own show, Club Shay Shay Podcast. Yeah, I can check that out too. ESPN has still not announced its plan for the show that leads into Pardon the Interruption. The lawsuit against Sharp was filed on April 20th. Sharp has denied the allegations. His lawyer, Laney Davis, admitted 2 days after the filing of the lawsuit that Sharp had offered at least $10 million to settle the case before it was filed. There's another one I saw, actually. Hold on a second. There is another one that I've seen. Hold on. There's another one that I've seen, actually. That's crazy, man. That's crazy what he's going through. That's crazy what he's going through, man. Like, damn. And he's a grown ass man. And he's a grown ass man too. So that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I couldn't even do no shit like this. Yeah, that really sucks for him, man. That sucks for him. um that really sucks. Um yeah, that's crazy. All right, so There's another story behind Shannon Sharp too, actually. Shannon Sharp has offered his last words on ESPN's First Take for the foreseeable future in the wake of accusations and a $50 million lawsuit from a Nevada woman who alleges the former NFL player raped and threatened her the sea in the course of a 2-year relationship. In a statement posted on X, Sharp said he was electing to step aside temporarily and from his duties at Walt Disney's ESPN, where he is featured prominently on First Take, the Hot Talk Sports Roundtable um, led by Stephen A. Smith. He said he plans to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. Um, huh. And ESPN said in a statement Thursday that this is a serious situation and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away. His absence is likely to give the network and its parent company the time required to determine whether Sharp should continue on its talent roster. The relationship in question was 100% consensual, Sharp said in the statement, adding that, in quote, I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. Sharp typically appears on First Take on Mondays and Tuesdays. And also, like I said, he also hosts um a podcast called Club Shay Shay. Y'all could check that out too. Recognized as one of the greatest NFL tight ends in history, Sharp, who played predominantly with the Denver Broncos, gained traction as a sportscaster by holding forth with Skip Bayless on Fox Sports' Undisputed. He joined ESPN as a First Take contributor in 2023, and ESPN unveiled a new pack in 2024 under which Sharp was to expand his presence on the popular program. So there you go, right there. He's taking his time away. Good for Shannon Sharp, man. Good for Shannon Sharp, man. And that's crazy, man. And you know, oh my gosh, man. I don't want to get started with the whole Monique thing, man. I don't want to get started with that shit though, man. I feel like this individual doesn't have a fucking life, man. Like, goddamn. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just leave it at that. Let's see. Next we have let's get into J. Cole. And hang on one second. All right. So J. Cole has poured cold water on expectations that his new album is coming soon after getting fans' hopes up with a recent blog post. In his second post on his newly launched blog, The Algorithm, which can be found on his ineditable website alongside his audio series of the same name, Cole denied that he is in album rollout mode and explained that the blog is simply a place for him to share things that he likes. Um, um, Ib told me some people was thinking. Hang on one second. Let me pause this thing. Can we pause this? Okay. Yeah, Ib told me some people was thinking this blog meant an album was about to drop, he said, referring to his longtime manager, um, Ibrahim Hamad. Nah, not exactly. When it's time for something, you will know. This is not that. I just wanted a place to share documentaries I be watching on YouTube and songs I fuck with. Cole, who turned 40 on Tuesday, January 28th. Damn, he's the same age as me and other people. Shit. Then thank fans and friends for their birthday wishes. Thank you to everybody for the love today in the form of the comments, the chat, and all the text I got that I'm trying to reply to while also spending time with family and friends. I do appreciate it. The Dreamville rapper also posted a link to the dance hall track I Am Blessed by Mr. Vegas, which he called the anthem for the day. J. Cole only launched his blog on Monday, January 27th, and wrote in his first post, "This is just a place for me to share. I've been wanting a little blog for years. Somewhere to post random shit I fuck with where the audience is way smaller than it is on social media platforms. Finally pulled the trigger. Bear with us as we still developing this page and the layout." He also posted a link to LA rapper Ahmad's classic 1994 track Back in the Day and added, "Been loving this song since I was like 9 years old on Lewis Street, begging my mom for a bike I heard about called a GT Performer." GT Performer. Now at midnight, I will turn 40. Might save the sentimentals for a post tomorrow. Um, but in a nutshell, I'm grateful. Happy New Year to y'all, and God bless. 2025 will be a good one. After all, Cole previously suggested that the long-awaited project would arrive ahead of the fifth and final iteration of Dreamville Festival, which took place in April. At the close of his 2014 Forest Hills Drive 10th anniversary concert at Madison Square Garden in December, the North Carolina native told the crowd, "I'll see y'all at Dreamville Festival. Hopefully, I'll have something new to perform for y'all." And first teased 5 years ago, the Fall Off will serve as the follow up to 2021's The Off Season and is rumored to be J. Cole's final album. Don't believe everything that you see and read. All right. So there you go. All right. Now I don't know if you heard of this snack. I don't know if you heard of this snack called snoods. Yeah, I don't think you heard about snoods, right? So for those of you who may not know about snoods, so this is a S apostrophe nudes. All right. So let me just break this down for you folks right here. Um so this was founded by a lady named Lauren Bodden. Lauren founded and conceptualized Snoods after winning Netflix's cooking competition show Snack versus Chef in 2022. She tapped into her vast culinary experience working across food media and kitchens around the world to help make her dream of snacking on noodles into a actual reality. Through her unconventional work path in the food and beverage industry, she learned firsthand, saw firsthand how people consume food and learned about flavors. Frustrated by how SEO often dictated what people ate, she aimed at She aimed to offer a culinary snacking experience that transported people to different destinations through their taste buds. In addition to running Snooze, she is a recipe developer and private chef, um, sometimes on selling charters around the world. Lauren also worked over the years as a food stylist for major meal kits, brands, and publications. And also another partner, Joanne Shea. Joanne has spent her career brand pop, making brands pop. As a seasoned marketer, she helped some of the biggest names in sports, entertainment, and lifestyle connect with consumers in bold, unforgettable ways, from launching innovative brand campaigns to building game-changing partnerships. Joanne has spent years building innovative campaigns that connect people to the things they love. Now she's bringing that magic to Snoods. As chief snacking strategist, she's bringing her expertise to the snack aisle, turning an obsession with noodles and snacking into a movement. Whether it's crafting creative campaigns, cooking up unexpected brand collaborations, or making sure Snoods is the snack on everyone's lips, Joanne is all about elevating this brand to the next level. And of course, there are some wow. Okay, there's some flavors they could check out. Your taste buds. They have, what is this? They have cavatappi carbonara. All right. So basically, this is light and crunchy noodle chips. That's what Snoobs is. And they have what is? Hold on a second. Um, rigatoni basil pomodoro, and there's sweet kugo, um, spicy miso ramen. They have r- rigatoni basil pomodoro. Um, the prices is not bad though, so it's not bad. Hold on a second. So Slurps Up is what is it? $12.99 plus tax, $21 plus tax for sweet kugo, spicy miso ramen, $12.99 plus tax. Um, rigatoni basil pomodoro, $12.99. And yeah, this is very interesting actually. And this is interesting, man. All right. If you want to check out this snack Snoods, right, and you want to get your own and you want to find out which stores have them and all that great stuff, you can go to this website, www.eatsnoods.com/blogs slash yeah recipes. Um, hang on a second here. Yeah, you can even check out the recipes. You can even check out yeah, you can check out the recipes. You can check out the flavors that they have on there. So that's www.eat that excuse me, www.eatsnoods.com. All right. I guarantee you're gonna like this noodle chips as a snack. All right. So um all right. So I forgot to cover this actually. I forgot to cover this actually. Um so City comptroller and Democratic candidate in the 2025 NYC mayor race, Brad Lander, has his plate full with a brand new plan for outdoor dining that he says keep would keep al fresco service available and thriving year round. Lander told AM New York on Tuesday that if he is elected mayor, he plans to overhaul the Dining Out NYC program, which he alleged that the city mismanaged leading up to its less than stellar seasonal launch on Tuesday. According to the candidate, the program was burdened with bureaucratic requirements that he said led city officials to fail at adequately managing its implementation this year. A rocky start for new outdoor dining rollout. Outdoor dining officially opened for season on April 1st. So far, many New Yorkers and community advocates have been unimpressed. Although the NYC Council approved permanent outdoor dining in 2023, requiring an extensive approval process through multiple city agencies and community boards, Lander quickly blamed one of his political opponents, Mayor Eric Adams, for the slow rollout. Today, only a small fraction of NYC restaurants will open their outdoor dining setups because of the other and complete failures of the Adams administration, he said. Lander has maintained that the scope of outdoor dining has dropped dramatically from 12,500 restaurants at its height during the COVID-19 slamdemic to just 40 as of last month. Liquor licenses are also facing a shortfall, he said. Only seven restaurants will have secure liquor licenses, bringing economic uncertainty to many of the city's best dining spots and leaving New Yorkers with few options to drink outside, he added. A spokesperson for City Hall came back at Lander's remarks saying he lacks a basic understanding of how city government works. After city council leadership made clear early on that they opposed roadway dining completely, and only after the Adams administration negotiated to save the program, the council established an approval process and bureaucratic red tape, which several businesses are dealing with today. Um, the spokesperson said, thanks solely to the Adam the Adams administration's effective management, we helped cut through the red tape, clearing the way for the nearly 2,450 roadway and sidewalk setups that are currently operating with more approvals on the way. And of course, meanwhile, officials from the DOT who have a key role in the permitting process also dispute Lander's claims. They said the vast majority of restaurants that applied, around 70%, were ready to open outside on April 1st. They also said the agency reviewed all roadway applications and advanced the fully completed and compliant ones through the rulemaking process. Delving deeper into the numbers provided by the city, about 80% of all sidewalk setups, 1,808 of 2,241 applications are currently allowed to operate as their applications are processed. As for roadside setups, 617 of 1,178 roadway applications were ready to open their outside doors on April 1st, mostly due to DOT's ability to grant conditional approvals. Sarah Lynn, a co-executive director of Open Plans, a group that advocates for more open space in the city, placed what she called a rocky start for the program season open square on the NYC Council. New York City's curbside dining season kicks off today with a staggering decline in the number and diversity of participating businesses, she said. Many New Yorkers looking forward of to the return of their favorite curbside seat will likely be disappointed. The city council has unfortunately stifled this popular, lucrative slandemic era program with car centric thinking and bureaucracy. While it's exciting that outdoor dining is back, our enthusiasm is dampened by the current state of affairs. Um, the transition from a temporary outdoor program under a state of emergency during the COVID-19 slamdemic without regulations or fees uh, back to one with legally required regulations and costs for the transfer of public space to private businesses was always going to be a difficult change, a city council spokesperson explained. Um, the Department of Transportation's rollout has not been effectively managed, and its rulemaking also created problems with sidewalk cafe and roadway dining requirements. She added, to successfully navigate this major transition and ensure maximum participation, the city must address unresolved issues, including application application processing and improve public outreach for restaurants. The spokesperson added that there will be an oversight hearing this month regarding the program. As a bright spot for New Yorkers who enjoy al fresco dining, the DOT said it expects more restaurants to receive conditional approvals as the season progresses, cutting the red tape. In the meantime, Lander said his plan for outdoor dining would approve the program going forward. The plan, which he calls Dining Out NYC 2.0, redesigns the current program to be year round and streamlines the sidewalk and roadside outdoor dining approvals to make the application process faster and easier for all applicants. That sounds like that sounds like good news right there, man. As mayor, I will cut the red tape by opening up outdoor dining year round and making applications faster and easier so that this time next spring we'll be closer to pre-slandemic levels of outdoor dining options, he said. His plan also upgrades application technology to allow features like letting restaurants save partially submitted applications to return to complete so they don't have to be filed at once. Business owners would also be permitted to apply for permits in person. Cumbersome or large scale outdoor dining enclosures were a point of contention for New Yorkers following the COVID-19 slamdemic, but Lander said his plan would maximize seating areas while also considering the space meant for pedestrian traffic. Clearance standards for sidewalk cafes of half the sidewalk width or 8 feet, whichever is greater to maximize seating space, would also return. The plan also ensures that scaffolding erected above a sidewalk cafe that meets pedestrian clearance requirements does not limit a sidewalk cafe's footprint, Lander's office explained. NYC's outdoor dining season runs through November 29th. For more information about the permitting process is available online. So you can, for all you people out there that have restaurants and businesses and stuff, um, you can check out online about the permitting process as far as applications and stuff. All right. All right. So, let me see. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I want to remind y'all on a couple of things that's happening for the Memorial Day weekend before I forget. Let me just make sure that I actually do that. Let me make sure I actually do that as well. So hold on a second. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so Fleet Week already happened. Okay. Fleet Week already happened. I'm not going to talk about that actually. Um Recognition. Okay. So here's what's happening. Here's what's happening tomorrow. If you in case you missed out on Fleet Week today, tomorrow there's an event that's happening on the doggy bar crawl. So Stella plus Fly Doggy excuse me, Stella plus Fly Doggy Bar Crawl. All right, Stella and Fly is teaming up with Every Last One Rescue as well as um Kiyuka Wine Bar, Avoca, The Barking Dog, Soup and Burger, and Sojourn Social to present the Ultimate Doggy Bar Crawl. Attendees will try specialty drinks and get giveaways that were donated, including Nutrish dog treats, My Protect kit, and and RPZL blowouts. All proceeds will support Every Last One Rescue. Starts at Kiyuka Wine Bar, located at 435 East 86th Street, Manhattan, New York. And it starts at 1 p.m. And to get in, it's going to be $20. Bronx Night Market as the longest running event series in the northernmost borough. Bronx Night Market revolutionized the foodie scene and strengthens the Bronx's identity, featuring over 30 local vendors and attracting over 4,000 guests each time. This iconic market is a vibrant hub for community engagement and culinary exploration. Located at 1 Fordham Road, Bronx, New York, starts from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's free entry. And Sunday, a rose soiree. Dan's Rose Soiree presented by Wilmington Trust. Kick off the Hamptons summer season, unofficial summer season to be exact, at Dan's Rose Soiree, the most anticipated Memorial Day weekend celebration. Sip on over 20 rose wines from around the world, California and the East End, and savor bites from 15 plus top chefs, including exclusive tastings from private chefs and Emmy nominated talent. Southampton Arts Center, um, located at 25 Jobs Lane, Southampton, and it starts at 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the ticket starts at $150. Staten Island Mall Carnival. Bring the family out for exciting carnival rides, midway games, and plenty of delicious fair food. Staten Island Mall is located at 2655 Richmond Avenue, Staten Island, New York. It's an all-day event. It's a free admission. Ride costs vary. Rolling Stone presents Amplified, the immersive rock experience. Amplified offers a 50-minute immersive journey into the music, history, imagery, and culture of rock and roll, encompassing over 1,000 photographs. 200 videos, 1,300 Rolling Stone magazine covers, and featuring over 300 iconic artists whose music changed the world. Narrated by actor and musician Kevin Bacon. Um, our tech house is located at 439 West 15th Street, Manhattan, New York. It starts at 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and it's $42. Another event that I want to actually mention, even though I couldn't talk about the Fleet Week that's happening today, is the Import Expo. All right. So it's a event that's happening in regards to hold on a second. Yeah, Importo Expo is having a car show. They're having a car show actually. So let's get to it right here. Let's get to it right here. Now, want to make sure I got everything situated. So all right. Import Expo Incorporated has been kicking it since 2010. Importo Expo became a leading automotive brand producing quality industry car shows and motorsports events in Canada and United States. This year, we're celebrating 15 years strong as well, be hitting the nation wide with affiliated co-brands of USDM um, Super Meat, Cars and Kicks, and Fitted. 15 years strong. Wow. So, Import Expo, New York City, 2025 takes place on Saturday, which is tomorrow, May 24th. It starts from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and it takes place at the Jacob Javits Center. Excuse me, the Jacob Javits Convention. Excuse me, the Jacob Javits Convention Center located at 655 West 34th Street, Manhattan, New York, 10014. And the tickets are on sale right now. All right. Now for tickets, it may be too late to do registration, but I want to actually get into this right here. So Saturday, yeah. So for ticket prices, it's $20. Service fee, Memorial Day special, limited quantity, today only, $30 plus service fees. Pre-sale, $40 plus service fees the day of the show. The kids are free under 12 with an accompanied adult, in other words, parents. So there you go, right there. Yeah, so there you go, right there. There you go, right there. Did I forget anything? Hold on a second. Yeah. So yeah, it might be too late to do any show registration, but like I said, yeah. Like I said, the tickets are on sale right now. If you'd like to actually get tickets, even though you're not going to get your refunds and all that other stuff, that doesn't stop you or discourage you from having a good time. All right. So Let me put up the website for you folks at home in case y'all want to check it out. So, if you want to get some tickets to check out this car show that's happening at the Jacob Javits Center, you can go to www.importexpo.net. That's www.importexpo.net. That's where you can get your tickets. All right. Hurry up and get your tickets so you don't miss out on all the action of all the cars that's going to be there. All right. All right. All right. All right. I want to get into some gaming news because the first thing the first thing I want to talk about is in regards to Elon Musk cheating on a game. All right. I want to get into that right here because this is this is crazy what he did though, man. Um all right, so you want to know why he did that? I'm ready to get into it. I know you are. So we're gonna get into a segment that I like to call the video game entertainment newsroom. All right. This is where I talk about things in gaming, and as far as gaming news, which games are coming out and which ones are being delayed, all that great stuff right there. So here it is, video game entertainment newsroom. Let's go. All right. I understand a lot of people are really hating on Elon Musk, man, and the stunts that he pulls. So listen to this. And this is from techyahoo.com. All right. When you are one of the most powerful men in the history of the world, not everything is fiscal agenda and government policy. Some issues just cut deeper, straight to the core of a person's soul. And for many gamers, Musk is irredeemable. A new investigation by the Washington Post confirms what gamers knew in their heart all along. Musk is a flagrant cheater. The billionaire who could end world hunger 10 times over if he spent even part of his fortune has frequently bragged about his gaming resume. Months ago, Musk bragged to a gullible Joe Rogan that he was among the top 20 Diablo 4 players in the world. Ah, man. Later, after the mogul's Path of Exile 2 account began appearing in the top permadeath leaderboard, observant gamers started to notice Musk's account leveling at odd times, like during Trump's inauguration, where Musk was clearly in attendance without a device to game on. Others noticed that Musk made critical mistakes on PoE2 live streams. That's really that's really that's really deceiving right now, man. That's really deceiving. That's really deceiving right now. Um Hold on one second. Let me get rid of this notice. Not now. And not now. And let's get rid of that. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Um, okay. All right, where do we leave off here? Um, he seemingly struggles to understand why he cannot pick up an item when his inventory is full, writes one Redditor in a thorough beatdown detailing Musk's POE2 blunders. Musk's fake accolades have earned the Tesla CEO scorn from an online demographic which should typically swing in his favor. End quote. He committed the cardinal sin of being a fake gamer, pined in an account named Dr. Deception Boba Fett on X, formerly Twitter. Musk is living proof that someone can be rich and successful while still being a loser. Um, Chided a user on Reddit. Elon Musk lost the trust of all gamers overnight, wrote programmer Dan Nelson. Boosting your account and lying about it is the worst offense. Incredibly cringe. Fragile ego on full display. Displaying an astonishing immunity to good PR. Musk finally caved in an interview with a top Diablo player named Nico Rex, admitting he boosted multiple accounts with an excuse steeped in xenophobia. It's impossible to beat the players in Asia if you don't, as they do. Sure, it's no Iran Contra affair, but the issue does call into question the fragile psyche of an unelected man whose political power is rapidly increasing under our recently reelected president. Musk can't even be trusted with a POE2 account. That's not exactly a hard bar to clear, but it's put the mogul in chief in the same league as dorm room burnouts who pay to boost their Apex Legends ranks as if the other public freakouts weren't embarrassing enough. But unlike those beanbag riders, this cringeworthy, rambling child of privilege holds the cards. So far, he has access to a staggering cache of USDS held data, an office for his Trump up Doge organization, and the Eisenhower Executive Building, and a parent carte blanche to apport his lackeys to key government roles, and that's on top of his staggering wealth, with which he already enjoyed no shortage of institutional power. As Trump's cohort eyes power over congressional spending, focus shifts to those he surrounds himself with, as our lives and the lives of those around the world are no doubt in their hands. Unfortunately for us, this isn't a video game. Yeah, this guy is so fucking stupid, man. This guy is so fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Speaking of stupid, we gotta talk about PlayStation 5, man. We gotta talk about PlayStation 5. This is from Hip Hop Wired in the gaming section. Sony announced its financial forecast for the next year, and the company expects Donald Trump's tariffs to impact its bottom line greatly. Spotted on The Verge, Sony expects Trump's stupid tariffs to impact its financial forecast by 1 billion yen, which is about $680 million. Sony is weighing different options to counter the tariffs, including moving manufacturing to the United States, which could raise the price of PS5 consoles. Oh boy. That's stupid. That is so stupid, man. Sony CFO Lin Tao confirmed during a company earnings call that the company is considering passing on the price of tariffs to counteract the tariffs. Tao did not mention the PlayStation 5 by name during the call, signaling that the company could look to raise prices elsewhere to avoid raising the price of the PS5 console. The PlayStation 5 has already seen the price increases outside of the United States in Australia, the UK, New Zealand, and Europe. While Tao didn't mention the console, CEO Hiroki Totoki did when discussing possibly moving PS5 production to the US to minimize the effect of Donald Trump's tariffs. Totoki said the PS5 console could be manufactured, can be produced locally, say it could be an efficient strategy that has to be considered going forward. Sony still has to worry about the 30% tariff on China. Sony still makes the PS5 in China, and even after the 90-day pause, the 30% tariff, which is a significant reduction from the 145%, is still above the 10% on imports into the United States from China. If Sony does decide to raise its prices, it won't be the first company to do so. Microsoft recently raised the price of its Xbox consoles by $100, while Nintendo has kept the price of the Switch to the same, opting to raise the prices of accessories instead. Hmm. Yeah. All right, man. This is the most unforgivable shit that he is doing with the stupid tariffs. Unfucking believable. And y'all motherfuckers voted for this idiot. And he's a fucking criminal too. And y'all worried about having money in your pockets while he's trying to fucking cut Social Security, Medicaid, and all that other shit. Unfucking believable. All right, let's continue. All right. We may learn soon enough if Sony does raise the price of the PS5. Until then, you can see reactions to this unfortunate news that we can all blame on President Cheeseface 47. Yeah, stupid motherfucker. This is crazy, man. Anyway, all right. Next in um, the gaming section, let's talk about the new leaks of the Black Ops 7. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait, hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. I want to talk about this Fortnite AI powered Darth Vader um situation. Let's talk about that though, man. This is crazy. This is very interesting. Anyway, um okay, hold on a second. Yeah. The okay. All right. So this one is very disturbing. We all know that. Let me just get into it though, man. All right. So, did Epic Games cross the line with its AI powered Darth Vader companion that uses James Earl Jones' voice? Gamers are currently debating. The iconic James Earl Jones passed away last year, but his contributions to cinema, especially his iconic voice, will forever be linked to the Star Wars villain Darth Vader. Starting today, Walt Disney Company and Epic Games will allow Fortnite players to recruit and speak to Darth Vader. Oh wow. Why? Why would you do that? Thanks to the power of generative AI, which is artificial intelligence, the Vader in-game character will use the late actor's voice. Epic Games said they are doing so while remaining in close consultation with Jones's family. How Epic Games is bringing James Earl Jones to Fortnite. Epic Games uses Google's Gemini 2.0 Flash model to generate Vader's responses to players, while 11 Labs Flash V2.5 model generates Jones's voice. James Earl felt that the voice of Darth Vader was inseparable from the story of Star Wars, and he always wanted fans of all ages to continue to experience it. The family of James Earl Jones said in a statement, "We hope that this collaboration with Fortnite will allow both longtime fans of Darth Vader and newer generations to share in the enjoyment of this iconic character." Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking gosh, man. This shit, oh my gosh, man. This shit sounds like the bad and worst idea that I ever heard, man. This yeah, I'm not down with this AI shit, man, to be honest with you, man. I don't care which generation it is. It's like it's like you're using a person's voice who's already dead. And I feel like there's no fucking originality behind it. And that's a fucking red flag right there. Using a dead person's voice. Like, come on, man. Boy. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Um yeah, this is insane. Um yeah. So this decision, hold on a second. This decision changes the direction of the entertainment industry in situations like this. In previous Star Wars games, actors were hired to mimic Jones's voice while he was still alive. Epic Games and Disney have worked together to thoughtfully developed this innovative feature with a strong focus on transparency, consent, and safety, ensuring that creators, Disney IP, and players are protected in interactive experiences. Disney and Epic said in a statement announcing the decision. Um, Come on. All right. As with anything, nothing goes off without a hitch. IGN reported that Epic Games had to issue a patch within an hour of AR Darth Vader going live because videos of him dropping F bombs hit X, formerly Twitter timelines. Gamers do not like conversing with an AI powered chatbot with Jones's voice either. We dead ass having a conversation with James Earl Jones via AI. Yeah, you can keep it. One post on X read. Well, it looks like it's not going anywhere. And as long they got permission from the Jones family, we don't see an issue. But this is still opening a can of worms for many. You can see more reactions in the gallery below. Okay, so this person says just woke up to seeing Fortnite using generative AI to replicate James Earl Jones' voice so Darth Vader can say "skibidi toilet." Um, and another person says, like, I get James Earl Jones signed his voice for AI. I'm not a fan though. And another person says, gameplay of Darth Vader AI. This is crazy. You're damn right, it's fucking crazy. And of course, so discussing film states that the new Darth Vader AI teammate in Fortnite is James Earl Jones' voice, recreated with the help of generative AI. The process was done in close consultation with the late actor's family. Oh, brother. I am glad that they consulted the family. AI should never be used without permission. Mr. GOAT James Earl Jones. Another person says this is setting a very dangerous precedent. I agree. I get that I get that James Earl Jones was fine with this, but the usage of AI for the script generation and the possibility of this being expanded upon in the future is a big fucking problem. Don't be quiet about this. Yeah, I agree with this shit though, man. James, another person says James Earl Jones hasn't even been gone a year. This shit kind of fucked up. Yeah. And of course, and thus I am says James Earl Jones willingly signed for his Darth Vader voice to be used for AI. People bitch about it like he committed a crime. Another person says Triple X Tentacion versus James Earl Jones estates fighting to see which one can profit the most from their dead relative. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, man. And another person says it took like 5 seconds for players to get the late James Earl Jones to say slurs. Using the dead as a glorified soundboard is, pardon my French, extremely fucked up. Yes, it is. And yeah, and also Evan Michael Lee is right there. This makes me so mad on so many levels. Yeah, I'd be mad too. Shit. And another person says AI Vader is funny. I don't care what y'all say. James Earl Jones consented when he was alive. His family gave permission. Stop bitching and play the fucking game. Look, um, I got a couple of things that I want to say, but let me just read off all these. So the reason I'm not getting super mad at this is because James Earl Jones actually signed off on this long before he passed, or he passed away, because he felt like his voice was too important to Darth Vader. I may not like this stuff very much, but at least he signed off on it before he passed. Another person says, I don't give a shit if James Earl Jones said that he was okay with this and that his family is okay with this. This just feels soulless. Yes, it does. Yes, it fucking does. And what's worse is that this could theoretically kill the market for Vader impersonators in official projects. And okay, all right. Another person says, so there's now an AI voice for Vader in Fortnite. I'm beyond disappointed in Star Wars for letting this happen. James Earl Jones deserves his legacy to be honored, not whatever this is. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I actually talked to actually actually talked about this with a cousin of mine months ago, and the way he mentioned about the way he mentioned, okay, so the way he mentioned about AI, it was an AI discussion. The thing is, I feel like and I feel like this is just, and as that person just said, this is this is playing a dangerous game, and this is basically opening up a can of worms, and I feel like this is basically very soulless, and this is just, it's just not authentic to me. This is not authentic to me at all. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Chris from 3C Films even said that this is basically soulless. It's like, it's like, come on now. Talking to a fucking AI robot and all that other shit. Come on now. Like, who asked for this shit? Nobody fucking asked for this shit. You know what I mean? When did it become okay for anyone to use a dead person's voice after they passed away last year? When was it okay? I'll wait. This is terrible. This is terrible. Terrible shit. This is terrible shit though, man. Um yeah, this is this is unacceptable. This is fucking insane. Not okay. All right, let me go on to let me go on to um what the hell? What is this? The hell is this? Okay. Um where was I? Yes, let's go to what's going on with Black Ops 7. According to Insider Gaming, a series of new data mines have uncovered that wall running is currently slated to return to Call of Duty in Black Ops 7. The leaks of the data mines were posted by X, formerly Twitter, user COD Warfare Forum, and are the first concrete signs of proof of wall running the coming to the came follow a slew of rumors last year. Of course, you can see all the data mine screenshots below. You can check it out for yourself on COD Warfare's page for yourselves. Um, as expected, the finding has already become a huge topic of debate in the Call of Duty community, with players voicing both the pros and cons of wall running. One topic of debate, though, is whether this is a means for Call of Duty to slowly reintroduce more skill gap movement, in particular jetpacks. The jetpack era of Call of Duty started in 2014 with Advanced Warfare and stopped in 2017 with Infinity Ward's Infinite Warfare, with the franchise going back to a traditional play style with Sledgehammer Games' World War II release. While initially praised, jetpacks slowly took their toll on players, with many wanting the return of a more boots on the ground approach. Already added to Black Ops 6 in a bizarre twist, data miners have also managed to take the findings of wall running in the next game one step further by somehow adding it to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Several clips of wall running in the game are now appearing across several different social media channels, which show that the wall running feature looks very similar to that in Black Ops 4. Of course, you can watch a snippet of the gameplay on Andrew VN's X page for yourself. As for if wall running will actually make it into Black Ops 7 remains to be seen, as Activision and the developers could presumably um, easily cut the feature if they see the negative reaction. Of course, what do you think of wall running returning to Call of Duty? You can let us know through the Insider Gaming forum. All right. Nintendo renewing Metroid trademarks and more. And Bungie being in the free fall. You know what? I'll save this topic for another time, though. All right. I'll say this for another time. I am going to let's see. I think there's one more thing I need to talk about in gaming news. Um and this has to do with NBA 2K. Play Company and 2K are partnering to give NBA 2K players another way to take on each other and back up all the trash talking using a new dedicated tournament system. The new groundbreaking multi-year partnership announced last week allows NBA 2K players to win monetary prizes through online tournaments, giving them the ability to truly put their money where their mouth is if they are as skilled in NBA 2K as they claim to be. The new tournament system called Play NBA 2K will be integrated within the Play company's flagship product, Play OS. The deal also makes Play OS the official tournament platform for the game. It will introduce a dedicated menu button in the NBA 2K25 Play Now section for eligible players, allowing them to learn how to gain access to NBA 2K tournaments. Through Play NBA 2K, players can participate in free to enter tournaments and free and entry fee based tournaments, providing NBA 2K fans with even more opportunities to compete in the basketball video game. Unlocking the ability for NBA 2K players to earn real cash prizes through competitive play marks a major milestone for us and the industry. We're incredibly grateful to them, to the team at 2K for helping make this transformative partnership a reality, said the Play Company CEO Brandon Pitts. 2K's partnership with the Play Company will further expand the ways that we are trying to build engagement and connect with our players, said 2K's head of lifestyle and content marketing, Ronnie 2K Singh. For us, the deal with the Play Company serves as yet another way to quench the thirst of our competitive 2K community, Singh said. The service will go live with Play Now and My Team tournaments. Additional tournament formats will be rolling out in the months ahead. Gamers can join tournaments by downloading the Play OS mobile app on iOS or visiting this website. NBA 2K continues to find ways to keep players engaged. NBA 2K remains at the forefront, allowing its players to enhance their gameplay experience and earn money. They're the NBA 2K league that partners with the NBA, allowing those who are exceptionally good at the game to make a living playing 2K and be treated like actual athletes. And there was the players only tournament that took place during the Slamdemic, featuring some the league's biggest stars who are also good at NBA 2K. Okay. So there you have it. There you have it. Whatever topics I don't get to, I will cover it next time. All right. And I think I am ready to wrap up this show right here. All right. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, man. I'm about to wrap this up right now with this last segment right here. Stream choices on the go. Let's do this. All right. You know the routine, folks. Make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Bluesky Social, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram, alongside with my other podcast shows that's also on those same pages: Bluesky Social, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. Of course, you can follow me on Threads with the same name as Instagram. Of course, you can follow on Instagram as well as Threads. You can, excellent fun, vibrant talks podcast, my sports edition show. You can also follow my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and of course, your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, and my comedy podcast that I just mentioned, Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, is also on there as well. So actually, yeah. So there you go, right there. Now, as I previously said in the last episode, I added two streaming platforms that I'm going to actually mention right now, actually. So let's get into it right here. So if you go to Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, you're going to see a whole list of streaming platforms that I just added. I just added two, actually. So we're going to start with Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, and the newly added Apple Podcast. Of course, you can leave a review telling me what you think about the topics and all that great stuff. You leave a 5-star rating. It really helps the podcast grow. And of course, Good Pods, another newly added platform that I just mentioned right there. So we are on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overhaul FM Podcast, Player FM Podcast. We are on Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Snipped, Spotify for podcast, Spotify for creators. You can also comment on Spotify for creators. And of course, there's TuneIn Radio, Fountain, iHeartRadio, the #1 app where you can listen to podcasts, your favorite music artists, radio stations, and podcast episodes for free. You don't need a debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is subscribe to the comedy Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on iHeartRadio and other streaming platforms that I just mentioned, and of course other streaming platforms included. And of course, do the same with YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for me alongside with the notification bell so you can be notified for more video, podcast, episode, live stream recordings. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics. Of course, spread the word. Tell your friends. Of course, share with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people you're cool with from work, along with the Linktree link of the podcast. Add the podcast to your playlist. Make sure you listen on Spotify. Of course. And of course, new episodes are going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right. So boom, there you go, right there, man. And let me just start off by saying, thank you to every single one of you at home who took the chance to to listen to the episodes and the topics and hear me out on certain topics that kind of angers me and all the other stuff whatsoever. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this comedy podcast. And more new topics and new episodes coming up. And of course, stay tuned to the next couple episodes as I cover the Queens bus redesign, as far as like the bus routes, the bus removals, all that great stuff. Stay tuned for that. All right. And don't worry, I am going to cover what's going on with the Q4, the Q5, and all that other stuff right there. Don't worry, man. I got your back, though, man. Especially those who live in Hook Creek Boulevard, Green Acres, Rosedale, Brookville, alongside with Merrick, and everywhere else. I got y'all, so don't worry. And I know the people from Passengers United, they're gonna be having a live stream on June 3rd in regards to concerns to the bus routes that's going on in Queens, including the Q5, and all that and all great stuff. And I'm actually going to express my frustration in terms of the replacement of the Q5 Limited with the newly added Q87, which is so fucking corny to me, by the way. Anyway, man. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna go over the bus removals, and a couple of changes to some of the bus routes in Queens, all that great stuff. I will talk about it here on this podcast and add it to the segment of the New York Mass Transit Files. All right. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. All right. It's not going to be given to you on a silver platter. All right. And if you like what you heard, please feel free to share the podcast, share with your friends, and of course, tell me how you feel about the topics. And of course, if you plan on starting a podcast, please don't let anything or anyone stop you from doing that. All right. And whatever topics you want to do, go for it. Whether it's mental health, whether it's music, whether it's entertainment in terms of TV, movies, gaming, a little bit of tech, whatever you plan to do, just go for it. And find your niche. And be on your P's and Q's with confidence. That gets you in your zone alongside with the consistency and the talent, mentally, emotionally, physically, creatively, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And also, if you have any questions and any other topics you want me to cover on this comedy podcast that I'm doing, as far as segments, whatever it may be, drop them in the comments on YouTube and all the great stuff. All right. So that's gonna do it for me, man. And I want to actually make sure I mention this. Make sure you if you have any Memorial Day plans, like a road trip or going out of town or whatever, please make sure you leave as early as possible to beat the traffic, so you don't end up being stuck in traffic on the highways and all that great stuff right there. And of course, all that stuff. So there you go. All right. I'll be back with more new topics, more new trends and stuff for New York and the 5 boroughs and all that great stuff whatsoever, man. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll see y'all next time on the flip side. Peace and one love. And happy Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I know I will. So be careful, be safe out there, man. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Good night, everybody.